So hello guys, welcome back. This is a quick video demonstrating right join in SQL. So for this table, I already have my data set uploaded into SQLite, and it consists of four tables. We have the customer table, the orders table, order details table, the orders table, and the products table. So if we look at our tables critically, we will notice that we have in the customers table, we have certain keys that references each of the tables. Now look at the customers table. You notice that the customer ID, which is a primary key in the customers table, is also present in the orders table. So that in the orders table, it becomes a foreign key. And then the orders table also has its own primary key. That's the order ID. This primary key is also in the order details table. So now in the order details table, the order ID is now a foreign key. The same goes for the product ID, which is the primary key for the products table, but is a foreign key in the order details table. So now I just wanted to point out, the basis for which we can join all these tables or get join them together, is basically through the keys. So if you have a primary key here, it's referenced in another table. That could be a basis for joining those two tables together. So now let's go back to our, what we have to do today. So from our sample data set, we want to return the order details, which includes the order ID, order date, and total amount of all orders that has been placed, along with the name of the customer or the customers that placed the orders. So that means that we're going to join the orders table, which has the order ID, the order date, customer ID, and total amount, with the customers table. So the orders, if we're starting with the customers table, that means that the customers table would be the left table, while the orders table would be the right table. So in other words, we're joining left and right, and we want to get everything in the right table. That's the orders table, and then only the things that are similar, that are common, that represents the information that we need from the orders table. That's all we need from the customers table. We don't want everything in the customers table. So that's basically it. This will be the left table. This will be the right table. So we're doing a right join because we want everything in the right table, along with only the things that only the information that references what is in our orders table, or only the customers that have placed orders in the orders table. So that's why it's a right join. I think it's pretty straightforward. So now let's write our query. So what we want to do is we're going to start with our select statement. We're going to say select. I like to write the tables that I'm joining first. So I'm going to put from, we're starting with the customers table. So we'll put the customers. I'm going to use an alias for the customers table. So I'll say as C, so that I don't have to type out customers when I'm joining. You see what I mean in shortly. So from customers as C, so as C. So we're going to now right join. We're right joining our orders table. Orders. I'm giving it an alias too. That's as A. I mean, sorry, as O. Let's use something that relates to what we're doing. So let's just use O. So now we're going to tell it on what basis it's going to join them. What is the key that is going to join the two of them together? And the common key to the two tables is the customer ID. So we're going to use the customer ID. So on C. This is why I chose to, give it an alias so that I don't have to type out customers at this stage. So it's going to be C dot customer ID equal to O dot customer ID. Now I'm going to pick the columns that I want. I want the order ID. That's O. We have to reference it when we're picking. That's why I chose to reference the tables first. So O dot, we want the order ID. We want O dot, we want the order date. O dot, we want the total amount. Then we also want the customer name. So C dot the customer name. So those are all the columns that we want. So I'm just going to delete this and run it. So we see that it has returned all That's the order ID, the order date, the total amount, only the customers that placed those orders. So that's exactly what right join is all about.